is knowing that RG3 is in the Pro Bowl, and I propose this to you over break. RG3, is this his consolation prize because he's not going to win Rookie of the Year? So instead they're going to say, oh, listen, Rook, you had a great year. We'd love to give you Rookie of the Year, but we just can't, so here's a Pro Bowl selection. Do you think that's what happened here?
I don't know. Because to be completely honest with you, I don't know if you can just sit here and say he's not going to win Rookie of the Year. If he comes out and plays great against Dallas on Sunday night and the Redskins win the division, I mean, think about it. You could literally have 2 out of the 3 rookie quarterbacks win their division this weekend. 2 out of the 3. You could have all 3, no matter what, make the playoffs. So there's 2 big criteria, in my opinion, if you're going to look at Rookie of the Year when it comes down to judging quarterbacks.
6 fourth-quarter comebacks for Luck. Broke Cam Newton's passing record for yardage. Led a 2-14 Indianapolis team to a 10-win season his rookie year. He's done everything you can ask of a quarterback to do. And now, don't get me wrong, RG3 is kind of doing the same, but the Redskins weren't a 2-win team last year.
No, they were a 6-win team.
And they went out and they picked guys up like Garcon and some other guys up in free agency. They drafted a great running back in Alfred Morris.
Yeah.
Vic Ballard is not Alfred Morris.
No.
They drafted their talent in T.Y. Hilton. They were able to keep a Reggie Wayne on board. But they lost Dallas Clark. They lost some guys. Everything Luck's done has really been on his shoulders. Now, I understand that he has the most interceptions in the league. And I understand that at times he's looked a little rookie-ish. But for what he's done for this franchise after losing one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, to step into that role and take over is Aaron Rodgers-esque, is Steve Young-esque. It is. That's why Luck deserves Rookie of the Year. Argue it. Give me a case for Wilson. Give me a case for RG3.
Wilson, I have a harder time giving a case for the simple fact of the matter is that out of the 3 teams, his defense is the only defense out of the 3 teams that legitimately can stop any team in the NFL.
Mike thinks that the race is between Russell Wilson and RG3. I'm almost shocked that he wouldn't consider Luck in that.
I mean, I think Luck is completely...
Mike, if you're out there and you can give us a call, 201-430-2119, I want to hear your argument for Luck being the third in the Rookie of the Year candidates.
And if you're going to do it quick. We're running out of time. And I shorted the meter, so.
And we got to get your game picks in anyway, so give us a call. 201-430-2119, because I'm flabbergasted that you could look at Andrew Luck's stats and what he's done for this team this season and not consider him at least in the top 2 with RG3. A little shocked.
201-430-2119. I'm trying to see if I can find a comparison of just the rookies.
Just go to quarterbacks and then just look at them.
Well, like right now, you're looking at... There we go, Mike. Mr. Aglialoro, is that you, sir?
Yes, it is. What's going on, guys?
Not much, my friend. We do miss your presence, bud. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I'm all right. I've had fun actually being in the chat room with Xtina and Sarah Levy and everybody else in there. So that was a nice little consolation prize of sorts.
Well, we're glad to have you there.
Yep. What's up, Erich? Where is Erich at? I don't hear him on the line.
I'm right here. Yeah, for whatever reason, I can read everything you write in the chat. I just can't type anything in return. So
I've enjoyed. I'm not gonna lie, Eric. No disrespect. I've kind of enjoyed that fact, though. I've kind of been, it's kind of been everybody else in the chat room. You guys got to talk, and I got to chat. Like I said, kind of a role reversal this week. Because normally it's you guys controlling the chat room, and I don't get to see everything. So that part I've kind of been digging this week.
So let me hear your argument for leaving Luck out of the conversation for Russell Wilson and RG3.
Well, I will be honest. Honestly, I think it's just because a lot of the focus, at least for me at least, because I got to be honest, a lot of what you said about Luck, I can't really argue with, and I do understand that. But I just think a lot of the attention, most of the attention this year has gone to Griffin and Russell Wilson. And I think if you look at it, as much as the Colts were 1-15 last year, they were 1-15 because they lost Peyton Manning. I feel like they did a lot, not just with Luck, but I also think, I told you my feelings about the Colts with the Chuck Pagano thing, how they respond to that. And I do think that has as much of an impact as Luck has. RG3, I think the case for him going down probably got weakened by how Kirk Cousins came back. So I do think you have a point on that one. That's a point to Luck. Russell Wilson, Dave hit on it. I think the case against him is just the fact that he does have Seattle's defense, but, Wilson has really put on a clinic over the last month or so. I mean, what they did to San Francisco on Sunday was amazing. So, I think you did kind of make me eat my words on that one a little bit. I'll give you that with the case for Luck. I will give you that.
Let me ask you a question, though. Does Russell
Go
Wilson have the same season without Marshawn Lynch? Because I look at it as Luck doesn't have anybody there to run the ball. He doesn't have anybody there to take the focus off of him. Where in Seattle, Marshawn Lynch, people have to pay attention to him. And in Washington, people have to pay attention to Alfred Morris. That's the one thing Luck seems to be missing out on, is that guy that could take a little bit of pressure off him. Do you think Russell Wilson has the same season without him?
That's a very fair point. I can give you that. I mean, Indy's tried to implement a running game. I know they were going to give a lot to Donald Brown. I actually kept him on my fantasy football team this year. That did not work out too well. He got hurt early on. Vic Ballard came on a little bit, but even he was, kind of wildly inconsistent. I could see them going after a running back this offseason. I mean, that definitely makes sense. Luck is, let's be honest, he's as mobile a quarterback as RG3 and Russell Wilson, though. So I think that part does work for him. It's a very fair point, though. He doesn't have the running back those two have. But still, I mean, I wonder how much of an impact Morris would have if RG3 wasn't there. I feel like those two helped each other out just as much.
I'll tell you what, though. The kid Cousins looked really good when he stepped in for RG3.
No,
I was
he
impressed by
really
him.
did. Yeah, you expect to hear his name talked about in the trade mills and the rumor mills in the offseason, but I think Washington would be foolish to let him go.
I don't think they will because he's so cheap. Why would they let him go? He doesn't cost them anything. He doesn't come with a big contract.
And you got to figure, I mean, it never hurts to have that type of insurance. And you're right, it doesn't cost anything to keep it on your roster, especially the way Griffin plays, as great as he is. We all know he's highly susceptible to the big injury.
Absolutely.
So keeping him there and having a ready-made backup, and it's pretty obvious you can put this guy in, and you don't have to worry about nothing.
Yeah,
all right. He may not be as mobile as RG3, but he still can do a pretty damn good imitation.
He looked good.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I want to let Dave jump in here now because I think Dave's got some stats for us. He just spent the last few minutes while we were talking, Mike, looking up the stats on the three rookie quarterbacks. I think he's ready to drop some knowledge on us.
I had to leave the room with my computer, so I can't look up any stats because there's too much static when I'm next to the computer.
Yeah,
so,
no.
Go ahead, Dave.
Go ahead, Dave.
I've been doing, I got their passing yards, completion percentage, touchdown to interceptions, and their quarterback, their QBR, though, not the quarterback rating, the thing ESPN does that they swore everybody in the world was going to start paying attention to over quarterback rating or, whatever the NFL.
And
it didn't pick up. Yeah. But we got their QBR, or actually, no, because this goes over 100, so this got to be quarterback rating. All right, I'm sorry. This is just normal quarterback rating. My apologies. But anyway.
That's fine.
And do you have
that's
their
fine.
records there as well? I mean, they're all about the same record, right? Because you got what? 10
you got
and 5.
10 and 5. You got 9 and 6 for RG3, and I believe Andrew Luck and the Colts are 10 and 5 right now.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So we got their records. They're separated by one game when it comes down to that. What I'm doing right now is I'm just trying to find their rushing stats. The computer is being ridiculously annoying right now for some reason, moving very slow for me. But that's what I'm trying to do. I wanted to get their rushing stats as well because I feel like that's something that has an impact on
RG3's actually
voting.
rushed for more attempts than Vic ever did when he was with Atlanta. He has the most rushing attempts ever by a quarterback, I believe, RG3.
114. I mean,
Who's the one who-
Andrew Luck only has like 27, but
Who's the one who's got the most rushing touchdowns? One of them has the most rushing touchdowns by a rookie. Was that Griffin or Russell Wilson?
well, Wilson only has 3 on the year. Griffin has 6, and Luck has 5. So I think Cam Newton still owns that one.
Oh, it is Newton? Okay, I'm wrong on that.
I'm pretty sure Cam still owns
So
that
give
one,
us the
but
stats.
Let's go through the stats, all right? So Andrew Luck on the year, 4,183 passing yards. He has...
With a week. So, by the way, this is, so everybody knows, still with a week to go. So, I mean, all three of these quarterbacks are going to add to their stats in week 17.
Yeah. But
as of right now.
As of right now. But as of right now, 4,183 passing yards. Only 54.3% completion percentage. 21 touchdowns, 18 interceptions, a 75.6 quarterback rating, 254 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns. Then you've got Robert Griffin III, who is at 3,100 passing yards exactly, ironically enough. How you end up with exactly that number right now is just weird to me. But anyway, 3,100 passing yards, 66.4% completion percentage, which is a...
By the way, it should be noted he runs more play action than anybody else as well. Andrew Luck doesn't have that feature.
But also is taking more shots down the field than the rest of them as well.
It's easy when you work off play action.
It is, but it's still a pass over 20 yards, so that's not easy to complete. Anyway, 66.4% completion percentage, 20 touchdowns to only 5 interceptions, 104.1 quarterback rating, 752 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns. Russell Wilson, 2,868 passing yards, 63.4% completion percentage. Excuse me. 25 passing touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 98 quarterback rating, 431 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. So there's
How
your
many
stats.
passing yards did he have again?
2,868.
Okay, so Luck has more than 1,000 yards on each of them.
Luck
he actually has like 1,300 on...
He has 1,300 on Wilson, and he has pretty much 1,000 exactly on Robert
RG3.
Griffin.
Wilson has a couple more touchdowns passing, but less rushing. So total touchdowns they have is 25 and 3 is 28, where he has 26. So 26 to 28 as far as touchdowns go. And RG3,
a lot more turnovers for Luck than Wilson. A lot more turnovers for
and
Luck than
RG3
anybody.
actually has 26 touchdowns as well, so he's got the same amount of touchdowns. Luck has thrown the ball, I believe, more. Who has more?
He has more attempts than
He has
everybody.
way more attempts than both RG3 and Wilson have. It's arguable. I mean, listen, after hearing the stats, they're all, other than the yardage factor, pretty close.
Yeah, there's definitely one that can go either way. You made a pretty good case for Luck. I really can't argue with those stats. And the truth is, the running back, I give you the running back. That's your winner right there. That is
that
that's
and
winner,
the fourth quarter comebacks. That's the other thing. That shows clutch. That shows ability. That shows poise. Something that you normally don't see out of rookies.
There is one thing to note, though. I don't think I'm going out on a limb when I say I think Luck's got a more talented crew of wide receivers. I don't really think, Reggie Wayne, I do think, has made a big difference. I'm not a fan of Pierre Garçon. I've always thought he's an extremely overrated player. He's played well this year, but I do think that's helped Luck out.
Garcon,
Just wanna point
Hankerson, even Santana Moss. I mean, he's got a couple weapons. I'll agree with you that Reggie Wayne is the best out of any of the three teams.
Yeah.
I'll agree.
Yeah,
I'll say
absolutely.
that, but I say after that, I mean, after.
Well, I will say that I think Hankerson may wind up being the best Washington receiver within the next couple of years. I think he's got the most talent out of all three of them. Moss has shown up in a big way this year, though.
He's
Can't
getting
argue with
older,
that
though, so
fact.
I'll agree with you. I think Hankerson is the guy going forward that has more upside. But I know we're running a little late here on time, Mike. It's
we gotta do those
11:57.
game picks.
We got to get your game picks.